So I have to know what race team are you established with in the ARCA series?
Mm, such
Who who are you racing for in the
I
ARCA series?
I am right now working for Fast Track Racing, part time, and I've been with them last year, and this is my second year with them again. And I couldn't be happier. Andy is the team owner, Andy Hillenberg. He's very, very patient with me, and he's a really good coach with trying to get me to where I need to be.
It's called fast track racing.
Mhm.
Does
Yeah.
that mean it's a racetrack on wheels going fast?
No, but they do a racing school though too, so it kind of plays hand in hand.
Just a joke. So yeah, that's really cool. Have you won races yet?
Right now, no, not in the ARCA series. I did finish in the top 10 in final points last year. I did get a couple top 10s throughout my part-time season. So hopefully this year, maybe we'll get some luck, a little more luck on our side.
So talk to us about your upcoming schedule. What could that look like?
So right now I'm still part-time. I'm looking at Dover as sponsorship follows. So we will see. We're playing it by ear, but we're definitely doing Nashville, the Nashville Fairgrounds again. We're also looking at Bristol, and Pocono is back on my list for this year.
That is cool. The Tricky Triangle.
Mm-hmm.
That's where big names like Jeffrey Bodine and a few others, and Jeff Gordon and Jimmy Johnson have won before.
Yeah, it's my hometown track, so I'm actually really excited for it because last year it was a little difficult going into it, being that I've never actually raced there. I've been there so many times, but I've never been able to drive, and I was a little nervous, being that it was the biggest track I've been on so far. And I actually got the grasp of it a little bit quicker than I thought, so it kind of changed my perspective at the end of the day, and I'm just really excited to be back.
Have you ever raced road courses before?
No, and I really want to do Watkins Glen. I feel like that would be a good track that I'm good at. I've done it on iRacing. I know it's completely different, but I know what I'm doing, I guess, per se, as my lines go on the track. So I feel like if I mesh the two together, I feel like we would do a lot of accomplishment with that.
Okay, so let's have some fun with that.
Yeah.
So why don't we go for a lap around Watkins Glen? Can you take us for a lap?
On iRacing, maybe, but in real life, I haven't even been there yet.
Okay.
Yeah, you only know what racing Watkins Glen is like when you're the one behind the wheel.
Exactly. And I've talked to so many people that have been there, and they're like, it's a fun track. And I'm like, well, I just want to get there. So
I remember there was a point where Tony Stewart was winning all the Watkins Glen races after Jeff Gordon was, to the point that people were saying before the race, we know who's winning this one, like Kevin Harvick at Phoenix Raceway.
Yeah, you'll have that.
What's your favorite race you've seen on television, like action-wise?
I want to say, oh geez, I don't remember what track it was. It was when Hailie Deegan was in the Can-Am series. I think it was first win in the Can-Am. She battled that race, and I was on the edge of my seat. I was like, go girl, let's do this. Cause she was just everyone's beating and banging, and I've never been on my toes as much as I was that one race. I just wish I could remember what race it was on the top of my head, but I can't.
If I had to pick some races that I've seen where the action was good, I'd say when Hornish nipped Andretti, and then Kyle Busch winning Fontana. And then the K&N, or the exhibition race in 2008 or 9, I believe it was, where Joey Logano got into it with Peyton Sellers and crossed the line first, and officials within seconds DQ'd Logano and put him all the way back to 40th place. And if I remember right, not only was Logano disqualified, but I think they didn't score him for the entire race except for the laps he led.
So
It reminds me of like last year because I was working at the Charlotte Road Course for JD Motorsports, and I remember taking the tires back to the hauler, and when it was coming down to the checkered, I just hear everyone start skidding, going for the checkered. Everyone was just locking up, and then you have cars going this way and then going that way. It was insane. So I like that one too. Last year's road course at Charlotte was pretty good at the end.
do you have any plans to race at Finney or Karts or Cup anytime soon?
Not anytime soon. No, I'm going to stick with the Argus series for as long as I can, maybe for like the next 2-3 years. I don't want to move up too quick, being that it's definitely new equipment that I'm working with. So learning, with the track bars and everything like that, and then the aero, and there's just so much stuff that goes into it that I don't want to rush myself, and I want to take the baby steps that I can and not rush. So
Yeah,
Awesome.
I know what you mean, and he does too. So,
Yep.
do you hope to get to the Cup Series eventually?
I do. I really do. I love seeing like everyone that's like that was lowered down in the division series that's actually making their way there. Like you have Noah and you have Harrison Burton, and it's just like these kids that are coming up running with the big boys. Like that's what I want to do one day. I just want to be good enough to get to that level.
Yeah, definitely. And, I think NASCAR and racing in general, I know there's that old fashioned perception that it's not a sport for women, and I don't agree with that. I know guys like Petty and all that grew up in a different generation on how it was looked at, but I definitely think there needs to be more women in the sport. I think it'd be good if it was for everybody. You know what I mean? Where everybody's welcome.
I agree 100%. Like there's, I think this year, last year, and this year, other than the whole COVID pandemic happening, but I feel like last year and going into this year kind of opened up a lot more doors for women, and there's a lot more females coming into the sport. So it is nice actually seeing them come in and not being intimidated, because it's just like we need more women in this, and I just want, the equality to be there in a way.
Yeah, and not only that, but when you think about it, the past couple years with everything that's gone on, I think it helped a lot of people in the industry realize that their past views were no longer appropriate for the times we're in, So we all need the equality, you know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. I 100% agree.
So I'm glad that you're doing good, and he is too, I'm sure.
Yeah.